The growth of the company, we're building a brand new freezer at our facility, and we're going to be shipping out more than 100 truckloads within probably 8 business days, on top of our normal business that we normally do now. So the amount of manpower that it would take to do on that manual program would be too much. So we definitely need DataDocks to be able to grow. Our operation is we're a food manufacturer. So we make fruit cups, we do soup, sauces, we do government programs. We're in every grocery store nationally. Basically a food manufacturer that's all over the US. Before DataDocks, we managed through a custom Google Sheet program that I created. But as our business picked up, this is not something that would be able to uphold the business. We used to use basically a chalkboard, and then basically I turned that chalkboard into an online electronic board. So every time that a day was done, you had to manually clear the board. You had to manually update everything by hand. The visibility wasn't too broad, right? You can only see a sales order number and a time for pickup. So there was a lot of friction with using a very manual process. From my perspective as a CEO, I was hoping that DataDocks would solve basically the scheduling issues that we were having. Our process was very manual, and we needed something with a lot more visibility, and DataDocks offered that clarity, what trucks we would be having daily, what would be upcoming, and for our office and our staff to also have that visibility and clarity on all the trucks that would be going outbound and inbound. What was interesting was I looked up on AI because I was like, if our company's growing, what could help us? And I was like, we definitely need a shipping software. So actually I looked up on AI, what were great shipping softwares, and DataDocks actually was brought up through AI. I reached out and basically get a whole overview of what it could offer. And it looked great. The program looked amazing to us. Onboarding was amazing. So there's Chris, and Chris is amazing. Chris just basically cheers us up. Everybody goes into this meeting and she just keeps everybody awake. She makes the whole process entertaining. Any questions you have, you could ask. Basically anything you could imagine that you want to do with DataDocks, you can do. Chris makes everything seem possible, and the onboarding process was great. Our whole team enjoyed it thoroughly. So since we started using the software, I would say everybody loves it. Everyone from the warehouse to the office employees, just the visibility of seeing, when trucks arrive, who's at the facility, has a truck been started, has a truck been finished. All the employees have full visibility of where we are in the process of the day. If a truck is late, I ended up by 5 minutes, I have that turning bright red. Just the visibility and what you can do with the software is it's amazing. You can do anything. One of my biggest pushes, was this software was, guys, if we're building this freezer and we don't have this software, it is going to be crazy. I can't imagine not having a software and being able to try and do that business. It would be nuts. There's a chance of failing. And I always plan to not fail. So DataDocks was part of my plan to not fail. So what would be interesting with DataDocks, I think DataDocks it has its own automations to make things easier. So with us, we use NetSuite. So integrating DataDocks with NetSuite is going to help us, bring in all of our items. It'll help us where when a carrier goes to book a truck, they'll be able to see exactly that sales order or that purchase order. And be able to select that, and then what's involved in that. Also, kind of a weird thing of automation is, you have a check-in tablet. So I could put a tablet at our front door where a driver can just walk up and then just check in on the tablet. So it's one less person. So to me, that's also automation. Not having to have a person that just has to sit there and speak to the driver. So DataDocks is definitely on the forefront regarding automation for that kind of stuff. There used to be this thing called paper, and we used to write everything on paper. And you would have a trailer that would come in. You'd have your paper trail. You would file that with your bill of lading. Everything was filed with paperwork. So now everything will be able to go, hopefully, onto the cloud. That's the goal. Less paper, less problems. We just went through in the last year and a half. We went to NetSuite. And going through that process was DataDocks on steroids. It was that times a billion. So our staff has kind of went through this crazy process of Oh my God, trainings every single day. So DataDocks to us was a breeze after going through that. Now, if we didn't go through NetSuite and we just only saw DataDocks, I would say that it's still extremely simple. So nobody should be afraid of going on to DataDocks. It's only going to help them. It's only going to make them more efficient. If you're an operations person and you're having issues and you're having problems and you're having no time and you're afraid to take the leap with DataDocks, take the chance, take the leap, put the time in now and you'll save time later. I mean, you might have to just put a couple extra hours in a day, but once you get there, it's going to save you in the long run, right? It's all about the long run and making a sacrifice now. So just make that sacrifice and I promise you it will pay off. I think the software is amazing. I think you did a great job with your baby. Like, it works out wonderful. It's easy. It's just a very simple software that you can do anything with. And it's way better than where we work. I love it. The whole company loves it. I mean, I hope every business gets the chance to do this because it's amazing software. You guys did a great job. I really mean that.